Welcome to Prime Motivation. Jordan speaking, aka J Prime. Education. There's a lot to say about that, and certainly more than I'm willing to cover in this video or have time for. But that being said, I gotta say I am a firm believer in thinking that education is important because, well, it is. Uh, and when I say that, for the record, I'm not talking about just school, although yes, definitely school. Um, is not everything in life, but it's certainly a big part, right? As we're going through life, I think being stagnant is a horrible thing. And to grow, we need to learn. To learn, we need to go out there and get an education. And this world is certainly rigged against you if you don't have one. And so I think it's absolutely crucial to survive at this point in this world. Yeah, it's crucial to get an education. That being said, there are plenty of people over the course of history that have succeeded without having proper educations. But, like a lot of those people were self-taught, or, they learned in other ways, or they worked hard enough to get where they are. Uh, that being said, education and hard work kind of go hand in hand to succeed. And the vast majority of people these days need to have some sort of background in something. They need to be learning something or willing to. Uh, in our current school system, I can't speak for everywhere in the world, but in America, it's been interesting. We don't have the worst system, but we could definitely stand some improvement. I feel like with education, it's not just about learning. That is the focal point. But the way we learn things are important too, and I don't feel like there's enough focus on that, which is a shame. I feel like oftentimes, creativity is stifled in order to just pass some tests, which can be a controversial thing to say, and that's a whole other issue too. But my point is, education is important, and being creative allows you to flex your muscles a bit more, your mental muscles, your brain. Um, that being said, yes, education is important. I don't think there's a good way around it, and maybe there shouldn't be. And I wish people took it a bit more seriously because I gotta say the world does, and that is for sure. Um, and even if you go to college, sometimes that is not the end either. Because I did pretty standard education. I went to elementary school, I went to middle school, I went to high school, and I got to college, got my bachelor's, and that was good. And I am in fact working my field, which is mathematics, by the way. Um, and that being said, it is still rough. Like there are some fields where you won't necessarily need a master's, but it will certainly help you get higher up. And I know with math, it's almost essential to get a master's if you want to go anywhere. It's tough breaking in. Like with a combination of skill and luck, I've been able to break through, but it takes more. And I certainly want to go back and get my master's and potentially my PhD, depending on where I'm at in my life and what I want at that point. But that being said, it is important if you want to do what you want to do in your life to get that education because over time, the world has said it's important. And they have made it very hard to succeed if you don't have that education. And a lot of people out there with major power, I assure you, have an education. Even if they sound like a complete and total moron, they've got that background. And sometimes a piece of paper speaks louder than your words. So whether you're in school or you're actively learning on your own, I encourage both, and I think we should definitely keep that up. And I'm going to say it again, and I've said it like a million times during this video. Education is important. And to tie that in before I'm done here with my field, I feel like in this country, which is America, by the way, if I haven't made that clear in any of my other videos, um, again, we don't have the worst background in math, but it's not the best either. And I feel like it's either taught by people who don't want to teach it, or it's taught by people who are good at what they do, but they're being stifled by a system that says get them ready doing this, get them to do this. With math, I feel like a lot of people are pretty intimidated about it, and that depresses me because it's not as bad as people would think, or at least it doesn't have to be. And I bring this up not just because it's my field, but certainly that's part of it, but because it makes me think about education as a whole. It can be intimidating to a lot of people, and I feel like it doesn't have to be that way, especially given how crucial it is. Um, and personally, with math, one of the big things is people, whether they're good at it or not, a lot of people don't think that they're good at it because they haven't built up that confidence, or they haven't learned it in a way where it's stuck. And I feel like we all learn differently, and that's in any subject. And with math, it has been brutal because people learn in different ways, and it's already needlessly complicated for a lot of people. We put like simple things in complicated terms, or we try to get people to do it our way. And while there are topics in math where it's like, yeah, you pretty much have to do it this way, there are a lot of ways to do a certain problem. There's a lot of ways to achieve a certain result, and a lot of valid ways. So when it comes to math, I am hoping that gets better over time. And right now, at this point in my life, I'm actually working in education, um, creating math content, one of my jobs, and teaching at the other. And I am trying my best to do my part and, teach why math is important, because it's not just about numbers. Yes, certainly it's about numbers, but it's about what those numbers represent. And it could also be about so much more than just, the test that we do. It can spread, apply to other parts of our lives, right? If you're doing math, you can use your creative side, even if we're not always taught that. And you're certainly using your analytical side. So, you can build up so many skills that you can apply in life without ever realizing it. And I feel like it's that way with a lot of subjects. And I am looking forward to a world where maybe education doesn't seem so intimidating to people. That it'll be a world where people see the benefit of it, that it can enrich their lives rather than be a hindrance or something they just have to do. So yeah, for the millionth time, education is important. And I hope this video has helped spread that in some way, shape, or form. Hope someone got something out of it. Prime out.